Hello and welcome to my wee review of Cooking Mama. And this is a virtual cooking game, and it's a very strange beast indeed. The concept of the game is, of course, to cook things. You can do this either one player or two player, head to head. So that's good fun. Now, you get lots of different recipes from around the world. The more you try and cook, the more you unlock. And each recipe is split up into different stages, and a different Wii remote action is applied to each stage. For example, if you're trying to cook something maybe that includes onions and carrots, the first stage might be to prepare those items by peeling them. By peeling the onion, peeling the carrot. All good fun, and this is replicated with the Wii remote. There are some actions that work, I think, quite well with the Wii remote, such as stirring. You just move the Wii remote up, around in a circle, in a stirring motion. The other one is chopping, which is good fun because you just sort of move the Wii remote up and down very quickly, and the computer replicates you chopping like a cool chef who can chop in within, like a couple of millimeters. Great stuff. Makes you feel like you're excellent at chopping. If I actually tried that in the kitchen myself, probably chop my fingers off. So it's quite good and safe in that way. Oh, yes. But the problem with the game comes with the translation. And this is clearly a Japanese game that's been translated into English language not very well. So when it's explaining some of the controls, quite often it doesn't make any sense until you actually try it and you have to sort of work it out yourself. So you'll get given an instruction of how to, say, stir something, or grate some cheese or something like that, and you'll be looking at the instructions for a long time thinking, I have no idea. Or it gets far too complicated along with bad translation. Sometimes some of the stages are almost impossible to do without a lot of perseverance. So it takes a little while to get used to what the game's actually asking of you. But once you've mastered that, some of the recipes are quite fun to make. And you get challenged against the clock as well, and you can do things in, certain ways. You can either burn stuff if you get it wrong, or, it comes out, looking quite good when you get it right, which is what you expect. If you get things wrong, Cooking Mama, the little character that comes up quite often, she comes up and tells you how you're getting along, and if you get it wrong, she comes up and her eyes turn into flames. So for some reason, if you get a recipe wrong, her eyes spontaneously combust, which I find very surreal and a little bit disturbing, to be honest with you. But if you get it fine, she's quite happy with you, and big, strange grin upon her face. Which leads me to another thing about this game that can be quite frustrating, is Cooking Mama herself. She is so annoying, and her voice, better than Mama! She says that all the time, or keep going! It gets very annoying. You want to sort of go into the game and strangle her and perhaps put her into the frying pan. But hey, maybe that's just my murderous tendencies coming out there. But yes, an interesting game. The other downside to this is if you actually make a mistake in the cooking, it's not replicated at the very end when you're shown what you've cooked. So basically, say you're making chicken Kiev or something and you burn them, at the very end you're still presented with a nice looking meal. Which is a bit annoying. I think if you make a mistake at the beginning, you should be shown that mistake at the end. So you should be shown this horrible burnt meal and you should try it again. But there you go. Another downside to this game is I don't think it's actually educational, which is kind of something I was expecting from it, because it feels like it's aimed at, younger children perhaps trying to learn some cooking. I feel that, all the recipes I've tried on here, I can't remember any of them actually how to cook it. I don't feel like I could then go into the kitchen and go, oh, I now know how to make this. So that's a bit of a failing with the game. It is literally just sort of copying the remote movements. It's, it could have been about anything. They just happened to have picked cooking. So I don't feel like you actually learn how to cook anything. And the other downside to this game is, of course, when you make the food, you don't get to eat it. You just get to look at it and think, oh, I'm a bit hungry now. Wish I actually had that in front of me to eat. In conclusion, the negative points about Cooking Mama are that the translation from Japanese to English regarding the controls is quite appalling at some stages, and it makes some of the recipes very hard to make. And it does kind of make you give up on them, because sometimes you think, oh, I don't want to persevere with that because it's too impossible for me to work out what I've got to do myself. The other downside to this game is that Cooking Mama herself is quite frustrating. Her voice can get very annoying because she says the same things all the time, like, better than Mama! Cooking Mama could do better, that kind of thing, so that can be a bit annoying. And the other thing is, I don't find this game at all educational, which is sort of what I was expecting from it. I was expecting to be able to replicate some of the recipes, perhaps. maybe after cooking some of these things, I could go into the kitchen myself and cook them. So I was kind of expecting that aspect of the game, but that's not there at all. It's just about trying to do things at certain times. Which I suppose could be argued that that's what cooking is, but I don't feel like I actually learn anything from this game. Discuss. On the positive side, once you have mastered some of the controls, it can be quite a fun game. There's certainly a variety of different controls with the Wii Remote. They've really thought about the actual controls, just haven't explained it very well. So there's a lot of variety of different things to cook, which involves different actions from the Wii Remote. So, if you're willing to persevere with this game, you can get quite a lot out of it, but it doesn't feel like a game that you would spend too long on, because at the end of the day, you're just sort of cooking stuff that you don't get to eat. So it's a bit weird. But the addition of the 2-player in there is quite fun, so, there's a bit of competition element there. So, finally, I give this game a 5 out of 10. It certainly could do better. I want to say a big thank you to those of you that have left very nice comments on my YouTube channel and on my Wii reviews and all the other stuff that I've been uploading to my YouTube channel. So a big thank you. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Makes me want to do more, so I will do. And the other thing as well, I want to thank all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's great, and it means you'll be informed when there are new Wii reviews and other random stuff that I've been posting up on here. So thanks again. You can also visit my website, www.davebignell.co.uk/wii.htm. Or if you just visit the www.davebignell.co.uk bit of it, you get to see all my crazing acting adventures around the United Kingdom. So there. Anyway, big thank you, and I'll be doing more Wii reviews shortly.